CashColorCannabis, a high level of conversation on LivehiphopDaily.tv. And this episode is sponsored by Cannabis Clothing. From our Return of the Vipers collection to our Cannabis collection to Drug Lords collection. Shop CannabisClothing.com and pick yours today. All right, so I got a guest in this building, man. You know, Roddo, I feel like I haven't got a chance to get to know you as much as I probably should have. You know, I've been seeing you online. You've been in the studio before, but this is the first time I finally get a chance to like actually have a full conversation past Instagram with you. So I got my boy Sir Roddo in the building, man. For those who don't know, Roddo is a host of his own show called Budz. He's also a content creator through his company Blue Spaghetti. And I brought him on today because I want to start this month off by speaking with creators from different spaces, from hip hop to cannabis to sports to all that. You know what I mean? I really want to get into what content creators have been doing since COVID.
Right.
So saw you online today, and I was like, I got time, man. Roddo be a cool interview.
Listen, man, that was it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I go online. Normally I go in there and see what everybody got going on. Look in there and see that you wanted me on an episode, man. Like, not many days like today, bro.
Yeah.
Not many days like today.
Yeah, and don't tell too many people that, because I actually make a bold statement. I made a bold statement on Instagram last week about how I don't do interviews via DM, which I honestly don't. Like, I don't like when people DM me interview requests. Mm-hmm. It's hard to keep up with. I don't always check my DMs. And it's like, just email me. Like, I literally say it on the bio.
Facts.
But right now, I guess I'm kind of a hypocrite, right?
Nah. I mean, it was last minute, bro. And to be honest, like you say, we've been on it for a minute. We're supposed to be linking up for a long time. Yeah,
that's a fact.
So I'm very grateful to be here, dog.
That's a fact. You. No problem, man. For those who don't know, Roddo, explain who you are in a nutshell for people.
Bro, I'm a 33-year-old Gemini.
Okay.
From Jacksonville, Florida.
What is this, Tinder?
So, ladies, if you... Nah, I'm just playing. But, so yeah, man, I've been smoking for maybe like 10 years, 11 years. Started when I was about 20, 21. And I mean, I really like doing everything.
Yeah. I'm
trying to find ways to monetize all of my hobbies. I'm not a person who likes to sit still, so I like to keep bouncing around and keep doing a lot of things to kind of keep me, to be honest, entertained.
Yeah.
If not, bro, I kind of lose focus and lose energy.
Brother, I'm like that myself. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm an energetic person who loves to help people. I love to smoke. I love everything about smoking. I like to find out about the different types of weed, grow weed. Now I'm starting to get into that. Everything cannabis, man. I want to, fight for us in that industry.
Yeah.
So that's really one of my biggest things, is to make sure that like black voices are heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like people like you, living legend, bro. Everybody come talk to Cash, bro. Everybody come talk to Cash.
Chill with that, boy.
You understand that I'm telling you, like I was like, yo, I get to be in this seat.
Stop it.
You know what I mean?
Stop. Don't do that.
I've watched your pod and I've seen some of the greats, like some of the legends come through. And people tell me all the time when they watch me do what I do that they admire what I do, and I'm like, it's nothing really. Like I'm doing it. So like I could see that my statement, like, yo, it's nothing, like it's easy through you, because like the ease in which like you navigate your interviews is fucking amazing.
Damn, and that's a CashColorCannabis. I appreciate everybody coming through. Nah, that was lit, man. I appreciate that. Because I kind of, and I'm starting to get out of that mode, and it kind of happened. Matter of fact, I'll give you a story. I was in Boston last week. I'm from Boston, born and raised. It was my mom's birthday. Wow. So if I was up there in Boston last week, and the craziest thing happened to me, because I actually feel a lot of ways that I don't really do a whole lot. Like, I know people come through, but I take this light.
Right.
I'm on the train, right? Me and my wife on the train going from the airport to Forest Hill Station. So I live in Mattapan, so we was gonna go that route. We get off the train, and I noticed somebody walking behind me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's nothing that freaked me out at the moment. I'm standing on the curb, so me and my wife waiting for Uber, and I see the same person who was looking at me come out of the store that we just came out of. So again, I'm from Boston, so I do keep my head on a swivel. Like I always kind of notice who's kind of around me and shit. She yells out, "Yo, thank you for the shirt." And I'm like, "Yo, what you talking about?" She said, "Yo, I bought an Atlanta shirt. Thank you for the shirt." And then just kept it pushing. She said, I saw you on social media say you was on the orange line." I'm like, "I'm on the orange line." And all that hit me to the moment and said, yo, okay, I guess I am out here. I can't deny that. I guess I am out here. You can't belittle that no more.
That was a situation that would have both creeped me out and like made me feel like the shit. So
I did. I felt the exact same way because I'm like, she wasn't threatening or nothing, but I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You found me on social media and then jumped on the trade. Like, that's crazy.
No, bro. And I tell people this shit all the time. Like, you shining your light allows others. Yeah, I mean, it lets them know. It lets me know it's okay, because I was in a situation where, man, like, growing weed is not even something like, I can't tell my family about that.
Yeah, have you yet?
Okay, so look, my grandmother, right? She saw me on TV. I was doing some stuff on TV, and she called me, and, you know, she was proud. She was like, yo, I saw you on TV, right? That's how I want her to remember me, because she's in her 80s. You know what I mean? She only has so many years left.
Yeah.
So if she find out, she find out. But I want her last, you know, memory of me to be like, yo, I saw you acting. I saw you living out your dreams. Versus like, oh, you up there dealing dope. You know,
as an old black woman would say.
Right. Like, it's all reefer. It's all dope. It's all, you know, heavy drugs. Too. So, no, I mean, I've no cap. I mean, I've given my mom weed, so she knows. But none of my family really know the depth of like me wanting to become a breeder and all of that shit. So it's tough, man. It's kind of like
if they watching now, they found it out. Yeah,
Mom, go to bed. But yeah, it's gonna be hard to get them to see that for black people isn't such of a stigma anymore. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, and it is dope. You know what I mean? Like, I'm watching that even in my own family. Like, it was hard initially for me to have these conversations with my mom, because prior to me doing the show, the most she had a connection with me when it comes to cannabis was me getting arrested. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Prior to that, like, the most connection she had with me about that was me getting arrested. So to be able to have these conversations, be able to explain it to her, and she be totally comfortable. Like, she saw the LivehiphopDaily shirts this weekend, and she laughed. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't, you know, I could see her having a major problem about all that in the past, but now it's like she's easing into the conversation.
That's dope.
She even asked me one time, like, she met my dad at a jazz club, and she had asked me one day, she had read an article about me that was Creative Loafing had. And she goes, she calls me up, she goes, Rodney, my real name's Rodney. She goes, Rodney, I'm reading the story here, and I've got some questions. So I thought she was about to question me about my life. You know what I'm saying? But now she asked me about jazz, and she said, you know, we used to go to them jazz clubs, and is the weed, is that why Ray Charles kept getting arrested and all the people kept getting arrested back in the day? And, you know, we able to have these type of conversations now.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's history, fool. Like, you know what I mean? Being able to share that, have those type of connections, man, that's dope.
Yeah, man.
And just having the platform that we have now enables that. So I'm appreciative, bro. That's a dope story, man.
Dope. Well, appreciate y'all. This ain't the Praise Cash Color Cannabis Hour. This is we here to talk about Roddo.
To be honest, man, that's just who I am. Because like I watch you. You know what I mean? When, like, for instance, when it comes to growing weed, like, if you're not on it, if you don't do your research on it, you're going to fall. Yeah. So I remember when I was here and we were doing Best Budz when I first started, and we were just kind of recording. I didn't even really know what we were doing. But I remember he came up to me and he was like, yo, we already have a weed show. You know what I mean? And that stuck out to me because it was like, that's true. But at the end of the day, we also have like 50 different bread brands. Yeah. So I watch you, and I do want to let you know that, like, it's people like you. It's the other, you know, I shout out my homegirl Chief. They call me Chief. She does like a hot box.
Shout out to Chief. Yeah.
Right. So, and if I'm around her, all I'm gonna do is praise her, because it's people like her who keep me going. Like, she reposted when she posted it, and then I reposted it. She reposted because that support is there. So I'm appreciative, dog. So.
That's solid. And never let nobody knock that. Like, be able to praise somebody else. You know, it's people act like that's like a impossible thing to do now.
Am I
like,
embarrassing you, bro? Like,
no, well, a little bit, yeah. You know what I mean? But it's all good. People act like it's almost impossible to praise somebody or watch somebody do something before you. Right. You know what I mean? That's not an issue. Like, I actually grew up knowing that if you see somebody doing something and you're a friend of them, that's a blessing. You know what I mean? Because if you're blessed to actually watch somebody succeed, like that's not, you could be around a circle of people doing nothing.
A word.
But let's get into Best Budz, man, because when I came through you, bigger than the Scotty ATL situation, I came through you scrolling through Live Hip Hop Daily's timeline one day and saw Best Budz, and I had the same thought you had. I was like, we got another weed show, like, and again, not like, oh shit, we got another weed show. It's just we got another show. Tell us about Best Budz, and then I'll tell you why I felt positive about what y'all was trying to do.
So look, man, everything, I would say like 70 to 80% of what I do is like on a whim. It's like spontaneous. My dog hit me up. I had an idea for a smoking show, but it had never really formulated. But I was working with Law P and Life of the Party, shout out my dog, them. So I was working with them, and he was like, yo, same with you. I got a slide, what you want to do with it? And I was like, all right, we'll put the show together. And this is like 24 hours before. So I just really like hit up everybody I know, like, yo, come to the spot. We gonna be smoking. We gonna talk about weed, and that's really all you gotta tell people. If they fuck with you, they gonna show up.
Facts.
So we did it, and I wanted to. The idea was to be educational. I don't want you to just smoke. I want you to know what you're smoking, and to be able to utilize the different traits from each strain. So for like instance, if you have depression, which ones would help? If you can't sleep, if you can't eat. So I tried to get into the actual medical side of it to help people understand that there's so many benefits from it versus just the high. The high is fucking amazing by itself.
Facts.
But if when you see those stories about people whose children are dealing with like things like epileptic seizures, who have them all the time, but it's reduced when they are on the CBD oil or the THC oil. People need to hear about that. People also need to hear about how it affected the black community for so long, and now the white side of, the business side of it is taking over, and, we still got people in prison dealing with this. So season 1 didn't go exactly as planned because it was on a whim. Yeah. But season 2 is finna be fucking amazing. Like, I'm flying out to LA, New Orleans, like I'm pulling up on people, Colorado. I mean, I wanted to kind of do something for this because I was like, shit, we may as well take advantage of this opportunity, but I was like, I'm gonna leave it at that, and just be blessed for the opportunity. But it's grown into, I don't want to just smoke weed. I'm tired of every time I hit up my weed man, every couple of weeks, he's out, or I gotta wait a couple of hours or a couple of days. I'm gonna just grow my own shit. So Best Budz grew from just being able to smoke and wanting to educate your friends and your homies and maybe some people out there who would become fans, to now it's like, look, we don't need to depend on anybody else for what we smoking. We need to go get it straight from the source, like Frank Lucas.
Farm to plate, man.
Yeah. Exactly. And then from there, man, I actually planned on like I'm gonna be doing some breeding. So I won't be showing that exclusively through Best Budz. I'll be showing some of it, but the more in-depth coverage of like the growing process will be on OnlyFans.
Now that's interesting. I didn't know how heavy you were when it came to the growing process. I know I've been on your IG and I've seen you with plants and things like that. But so you want to get into breeding as well? Like what got you to what made you want to jump knee deep into the growing side and learning and even learning all this?
I mean,
aside from wanting to cut back on having to your wait time.
Yeah. Being real, bro, like I'm just a turtle. When I get into something, I kind of, cut myself off and I focus on that until I'm a expert on it. And I get so obsessed with it that it's like I click on one link and that link takes me to another link, and now I'm reading about something else, and it's like now I done learn how to clone. I done, learn how to make your female plant grow seeds or grow male parts so that you can create your own feminized seed. Like it's a whole, like there's a book, people have written books on it, right? So when you get into it, of course, if you love it, I mean, that's like opening up the universe. You know what I mean? If you're an astronomer and you get an opportunity to go into space, you're going to love that shit. So for me, I look at it from a standpoint of why just grow? We can actually be the people that are winning these cannabis cups We can help in the medical field.
Yeah.
And let's make a CashColorCannabis strain.
Atlantis strain. I was just thinking, hey man, we need to do that Atlantis strain, bro. You know, I'm sitting there thinking you need to meet Jesse Horton. You know, Jesse's is that grower. You know what I mean?
And it's people like that I wanna go to their dispensary. That's why I'm going out to LA. I want to visit these people. I don't want to just do it. You know, I want to learn. I want to engulf myself in the culture and say, okay, like people like Steven Jackson. There's a lot of people here that we just don't know about because they don't politicize it or publicize it. But at the end of the day, man, like if we could create, like I actually want to create another system where it's called the IBA, Incarcerated Botanists Association, and allow for inmates who have drug charges similar to like marijuana charges to actually create farms inside of the prison, where the market, I mean, certain states already have legislation where they can grow certain amounts of weed, and certain like businesses aren't taking advantage of it. So instead of having these legislations in these places where businesses aren't taking advantage of it, why not give the opportunity to people who are incarcerated who might not be getting out for some time?
Yeah.
Give them an opportunity. I mean, they're growing stuff anyway. They have gardens out there. Give them the opportunity to grow some weed, and if they doing good, they got good behavior, let them go to a separate facility and test out some of what they've grown.
Brody, I think that's a good idea. I could also see that going left so quick because of how privatized prisons work.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can see that turning into slavery. I can see that turning into slavery so quick. Like, buddy, you talk about making multimillionaires so quick based off free labor.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good idea. It's up there with how they do with animals. You know, they'll allow inmates to have animals and actually be raising up pets and things. It's a great idea.
You're gonna make money off them anyway.
Yeah.
They're making bras. They're making Gucci bags.
Yeah, currently, that's what I'm saying. Like, that'll be left so quick. Like, I could.
But at least they get to, you know, after 6 months of growing this thing, you know, growing this plant, you know exactly what strain it is. You know, you might have a whole plant, you know, a whole field of plants and stuff that you were responsible for. And then, you know, good behavior, you get an ounce.
Bro, I'm here for. I think that idea is dope. I'm gonna throw you an idea. Make that for inmates who are recently freed, who have just left. Because you keep pushing that, I'm trying to tell you that's slavery. I'm trying to tell you that's a slippery slope to slavery, man.
No, I get it.
Like, you don't watch Rick and Morty, but that's slavery with extra steps. That's slavery with totally extra steps.
You're a real big fan of Rick and Morty.
Bro, Rick and Morty is life to me, man. Like, if y'all don't know about the show Rick and Morty, go on Hulu. What'd you say? Oh, I thought she said it's not on no more. I'm like, what the hell? No, it's great. It's great. Like, Rick Sanchez alone, like. Rick Sanchez had a quote not too long ago when he did. I don't want to. It's a whole episode about him and this fake crew of. It's almost like Ocean's 11, like this fake crew of people trying to do these like nonsensical schemes, right? So he walks into the room and everybody boos him. He literally turns around and goes, "I see what make y'all cheer. Your boos don't matter to me. I see what make y'all cheer." That's real life shit there, man. Like, how many times I walk into a room and like, I can give a damn about y'all booing me. I see the shit that makes y'all happy. I'm cool with any of the cheers you have for me. Keep them, matter of fact. That lets me know I am cool. Like,
I will tonight. I'm gonna go home. Now, is it on Hulu or is it on?
Oh, it's on Hulu. It's on Adult Swim. I'm actually at this point they need to give me an affiliate code.
Yeah. You might need to go ahead and.
Dan Harmon, holla at the kid, man. Do an episode. Have an episode where Rick and Morty come to this. We're in a universe where CashColorCannabis is like super big, and y'all pop up on the show or some shit, man.
That'll be lit.
So Best Budz is a lot. You know, it's a show. It's you. It's part of you walking into this life where you're trying to learn how to grow and breed and be a cultivator on your own.
Yes.
It sounds like you're building your own lifestyle brand, per se.
Yeah. I mean, they benefited from it for so long, and I mean when I say they, I mean the system. I mean, you locked us up, or my family members up, ancestors up, and you tried to demonize it for so long. Yeah. And then now that it's become legalized everywhere, now you decide how we can smoke, where we smoke, when we can smoke. It's like, okay, look, at the end of the day, I want black people, the people who have suffered long, like through this pandemic to benefit from it.
Yeah.
I want them to be able to sit back and say we have something that's our own.
Now, how hard was it to you to sell Best Budz on people? You know, like when we first did CashColorCannabis, it was a hard sell, boy. Like I can't help you. I can't explain it, bro. It was such a hard sell to get people to come on this show and do anything. You know what I mean? Because you talking about the name itself, CashColorCannabis. Right. You already got people thinking, I don't want to smoke weed. I'm like, you don't have to. Like, I don't smoke weed on the air. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. It was a lot. Like, how hard was it as a sell to get people to get in behind Best Budz?
I mean, that's why we have Blue Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everybody can't smoke. Shit, I know some partners of mine who just got out can't smoke. And it kills me because I'm smoking around them. You know what I mean? And you know how you are when you smoke. You're like, man, hit this shit. This some fire shit, nigga. You need to hit this. And it's like, they can.
I feel like Roddo need to go. Roddo need to get the hell on out of here.
But look.
All this peer pressure.
So at the end of the day, like, it's like, okay, well, when you have the opportunity, you pitch Best Budz. And if Best Budz don't sell, then it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm doing other shit. You know what I mean? So that allows me to kind of...
And Blue Spaghetti is your production company.
Right.
Okay.
But again, bro, to be honest, you've made it fashionable. It's people like I've seen, and I'm not even bullshitting, I've seen people mimic your style. Like logos, you know, triple C's. Like, I've seen people mimic other friends of mine who are promoting their business. Yeah. It's like I look and they're like, somebody literally pops up on my timeline and they're like, yo, I know you biting because I know who had it first. But it's kind of like, well.
Then that feels good as hell, man. Like y'all got me feel, we're not that big.
Bro, I'm telling you, like.
We're not that big. Don't care that much about CashColorCannabis.
You faced a tougher crowd than I did. You faced the 70s and 80s people who dealt with it and understood the stigma behind it. I'm dealing with the millennials. The millennials don't give a fuck. They like, yo, you smoking? Are you smoking outside? That's cool if you are. Shit, they don't give a fuck. They gonna smoke. They gonna have a good time because can't nobody tell them nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still a part of. I still can't believe I'm a part of the millennial crew. Like, I'm born '87, so I'm technically a millennial.
Where's the millennial cutoff? Was it 87?
I think it was 80. It might have been 88 or some shit. Yeah, but
let me tell you what. I can't even think of what I was doing in '88. Nah, I didn't have one. I'm thinking that might have been middle school. Like, I feel like I was alive. I know that. I know for a fact I was alive.
So what you not gonna do? Because we only a few years. Sure, dog. Sure.
I was alive though. I know that.
You made it easy for me, man. Just like when I watch all of these documentaries on weed, like how people, there were pioneers who made it easier for you.
Yes.
So when you started, it was kind of like, look, man, you made it fashionable.
Yeah.
There are other people that I follow, and it's kind of taboo now because everybody wants to be a part of it. Like, I've seen hotbox yoga. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like, yo.
Bro, I feel you on that level because it goes from, like, when we first started, I remember it was our show, and then right behind that, I saw Smoking and Joking. I was like, and really not too long ago. Right. You know what I'm saying? I saw Smoking and Joking. And I liked what Tattoo and Duke and all them was doing. Like, I liked it. I didn't have no issue with it.
Right.
As we are 4 years down the road, it's like y'all just throw weed on anything at this point. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that's what drives me crazy occasionally because you seeing people who you know, you're just kind of using this as a wave kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing you might stick with. It's might not you even care about.
Clinton doing the dab.
Yeah, exactly. It starts going to that point. It's like Hillary Clinton dabbing on it.
It doesn't work, man. I prefer to stick with people who keep it 100, man, and don't use it as a gimmick, man. Like, if this is what you do, especially like people who smoke because they deal with chronic pain all the time. Yeah. You know, like, this shit's real, man. You know, I cop like a half every 2 weeks. I take like 2 or 3 grams of that. I break that down. I put it into edibles, and I have edibles. And so when people come up to me, they're like, "Yo, want to buy these edibles?" I'm like, "Nope." I'm smart about it. So when I put my money into it, I'm like, "Okay, well, what's the best method of smoking for me?" And then that turned into, why are you spending so much? Why are you spending $200 every 2 weeks when you could just spend $200 on some seeds and just grow your own shit and be patient for 6 months. Now you have a couple pounds that you don't have to worry about ever going to another weed, man.
Have you had any sprout yet? Have you actually tried a chance to try any of your own?
All right, so I just want to let everybody know, this is legal where I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it in Cali now.
Okay.
So I'm making a transition on season 2 of Best Budz. I talk about how I'm making a transition to Cali because I'm getting my license.
So you're gonna live out there?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna be here probably 60% of the time because I'm doing movies and stuff.
Okay. I mean, we'll get into that later, but go ahead. Yeah.
But as far as like sprouting, man, I've had like 15 in addition to the other 4 that I have. The other 4 actually have buds on them. Like these are the only trees I've ever had come to fruition, right?
Yeah.
So to see the buds turning orange, you know what I mean? Like it's really turning into bud now, and you gotta chop it off. You gotta let it dry. Then you gotta cure it for a couple of weeks. Like this shit it's amazing, bro. Like I've never thought that I would be doing this now.
That's dope as shit. But have you had a chance to smoke your shit yet?
No. So I tell you what, look, I got they say that you're supposed to take them off when they're like 70% orange hairs, right? I'm at about 50%. I'm gonna give it to the end of the week, probably the beginning of the next week. I chop it. Once I chop it, it takes like 3 or 4 days to dry.
Yeah.
Then I gotta put it in mason jars to cure for like 2 weeks. So y'all quote me on this. In 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'll be smoking some platinum Girl Scout cookies that I grew.
Are you gonna bring it here?
I'm gonna bring it here,
bro. Yeah, quote you. Matter of fact, everybody take a screenshot and remember that in 3 weeks, this man's coming here with a mason jar full of platinum cookies that we about to get to try out. We gonna get the sample first, hopefully.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I'm with that, bro. Because at the end of the day, man, I do need to. I mean, growing is a very thorough process, and I can smoke my weed and think it's fire.
Yeah.
But I'm going to LA. The reason I'm going to LA is because I want to get the commercial license to sell, and open up a dispensary. So, with that being said, it's kind of like, you know, when you go through that whole growing process, you can go 4 months after you plant the seed, it sprouts, and then in that 4th month, you find out it's a male. You got to get rid of it. Yep. So after you do so much stuff, I have to, like, I can't just trust my work because I'm going to be biased towards myself. I'm going to say, oh, it's some good shit. Nah, I want people who have no idea that this was grown by me to smoke it and see if they can compare it to weed that they're accustomed to getting from it somewhere.
I would tell you to go do a blind taste test, you know what I mean? But the way COVID's working, I don't know if passing blunts is, like, you know what I'm saying? One of the things that people just going to go do.
Yeah, I think that I'll probably just bring the buds, let y'all, you know what I mean? And then we'll roll the blunt separately from there. Or we can do bongs.
Yeah, we can let Groovy Lou try it, man. Shout out to my boy Groovy Lou. If you have to actually come to Live Hip Hop Daily to get to meet Groovy Lou, but Lou is definitely part of the family, man. And Lou would probably be the best person to taste test your shit and say whether or not this is bomb or not.
That's dope. You know what that remind me of? Like when they show the dope in the movies, and they always got somebody there to taste.
Oh, he's a tester.
This shit fire.
Lou over here. Nah, this shit back, dog. Shit whack, dog.
Yes, dog. Absolutely.
This that money maker. Like her, what is it? Snow in the Bluff. This that money maker. It's that money maker. Yeah.
I want people. My overall goal. This is my legacy, bro. Yeah. My overall goal is to have people say, Roddo is like the cultivator of the best weed I've ever smoked in my entire life. Because people always gonna smoke. It's kind of like owning a tire shop. You always gonna need tires. So as long as you can get your name cemented in something like this, I'll live forever.
I think that's dope, man. I didn't know that much of that side about you, so that's kind of good to know. I'd love to get to know a lot more. Matter of fact, I'd love to see if we could work on something.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man. I enjoy that, man. So I'd enjoy that. COVID has been. What were we at 6 months into this down there? Or I feel like forever. I feel like most of the year we've been spending in COVID. A lot of people have been stuck inside the house. They've been having to rearrange plans. I feel like I've watched people go from being A1, like top level to, you know what I'm saying, you realize quality drops that's quick. I've learned a lot about people and a lot about myself through COVID. What have you learned personally? Like, have you been able to learn something about yourself? Have you been able to kind of watch other brands that are kind of similar to yours and see that maybe this is actually making more mistakes than they were good, and you can kind of hide some of that when it wasn't? That's literally how I felt. I'm seeing some people online. I'm like, yo, the stuff that's flawed, you can hide when there was more people out. But now you got to do like real stuff, and it's like it's obvious you ain't got it.
I'm gonna say this: what I've learned from this pandemic is that without the deaths, we need to have like a pandemic every 3 to 4 months. Y'all need to stay y'all ass in the house. I've enjoyed being home and not worrying about going out to events and doing stuff because. Like I work the camera, so I'm obligated. When people ask me to come do something, I'm like, okay, I got to go there and I got to stand up for hours and do some shit I probably really don't feel like doing, but I'm getting paid for it. But this has allowed me to work on my craft and to find this passion for growing weed, ironically. But one thing I have learned is that people fucking love cricket.
The game.
The game too, but cricket, like the home make, like the shirts and shit.
Really?
Man, listen, if you go and try to buy a cricket cricket maker mint, you'll never be able to buy it. I bought it like 4 times. Every time they said it was coming. And
it makes shirts? What does it do?
It makes shirts, it makes logos, it makes all types of
Bro,
shit.
Let me tell you something else I learned during COVID. Because I'm glad we started Cash in LivehiphopDaily when we did. And shout out my boy E in the building. Me and E, like probably right when COVID was probably, we dead in the middle of everybody being home. Right. Me and him went up to the store out in Doraville to go get some shirts. You can get them whole, you know what I'm saying, bulks of them, they cheap, all that shit. So we went up there and I copped up a ton of shirts. You know what I'm saying? That's how we was able to, Atlanta was able to move the way we moved. I copped so much shirts that we barely had to ever go out and get anything ever printed.
Gems.
But the crazy part is when I had to go back and get some shirts, this is when it shit get tricky because everybody turned into a shirt designer. Because I'm standing now a line that was officially 4 people that is now 40 people deep. And when you get inside, you realize there's not a single, and I went through a drought for 3 weeks, not a single white medium t-shirt. In none of them stores. You couldn't even go to Walmart and get one.
Everybody became a homemaker.
Everybody became something, bro.
Yeah. And I ain't mad at them, man. At the end of the day, just let me get my shit. Like,
that's how I felt. That's how I felt. Can I just get one shirt?
God damn.
We dropped the Vipers crop tops. After those sold out, I went back to the store to get some. They sold out. Like, I have a dude in there. He be like, bro, ain't nothing. I don't know where they going, but they gone.
And I wonder, like, so we went back to lockdown, right? And I know that we kind of going all over the place, but what happened to toilet paper?
What happened to it?
When the pandemic first happened, toilet paper was a commodity.
Facts.
Now I go to the store, it's like loads of that shit. So you know what I do? I hoard it. Like, I get a whole bunch of it because you never know.
This dude about to be on eBay selling toilet paper.
Yeah. I went to the store the other day and they sold me some blunts that clearly on the pack said 2 for 99 cents. He sold it to me for like $1 for $1.69. And he was like, "Yeah, it's going up." Are blunts going up?
No, he saw Black is King and he heard Jay-Z say it. Prices going up. So the minute he saw you, it's $1.69 now.
Yeah, buddy.
I miss when blunts was 50 cents. Like, I wish we can go back to that day where I could walk into a store with $1 and get 2 whole blunts.
See what I'm saying? Now we got cash. What we gonna collab on is some blunts. We need to get blunts. I'm tired of going to the store and having people charge me whatever the fuck they want to charge me for blunts. So now we need to figure out who makes the best Cubans and get them imported.
We also got to figure out who your blunt guy is, because they shouldn't be able to hold you hostage like that.
Arabs in the hood.
They shouldn't be able to hold you hostage like that, though.
I told them that. I said I'm gonna go to Family Dollar.
To get your blunts?
Yeah.
They sell Family. Where you stay?
In the hood.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It makes sense now.
Yeah, like Family Dollar right now.
You in a Family Dollar where you can buy chewing tobacco.
Yeah, where you get a free water if you buy a $1 cookie. Yeah, shit like that. Yeah. But
I'm thinking of there's a Family Dollar in Metropolitan. You couldn't pay me to go in. And that's no. It was so. I remember having to almost go in there, and I was like, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll make it out.
Atlanta's probably the first place that I had somebody like walk up on me smoking a blunt, and like at the pump, he walked up on me and was like, yo, you from Duval? Because I had a Jaguar tag. And he was like, you from Duval? And he was just telling me about how much he loved Jacksonville and stuff. Then he asked me if I wanted to hit the blunt, which I thought was cool. But at the end of the day, I was like, nah, I'm good. But I've never had somebody roll up on me, tell me how nice my city is, and then ask me if I wanted to hit a blunt.
Atlanta's a different place when it comes to weed, man. Like, when I was down here one time helping. I used to do video treatments, and Dr. Teef I was working with, he was doing Diamond's Lot of Money video, and I was out there. We was on Ponce. They was shooting a scene over there back with Derek J, I think his name was. He was a hairstylist. He used to have a spot over there, and Gucci Man comes out, and he was just smoking a blunt on the street. And I remember thinking, then I was like, damn, I guess weed is different in Atlanta, bro. He's just he like literally, this is fat Gucci. Gucci just sitting there smoking a blunt on the street, and regular, white people, black people just walking by. Nobody said 2 words. Atlanta's like that though. You can go downtown and there just be a random white dude smoking a blunt, and nobody says shit.
And it's cool like that. I love being like in
same. They do the same thing with masks though too. We got to figure out which one we gonna give a shit about.
That's true. What are we gonna do about white people? Because they seem to have this real big complex about
not wearing a mask.
Like, it's like they feel like they're the authority on it.
You know what I love about it though? How they flex. I can understand you being against it. I mean, I want to say to each his own, but really, I really need you to help at least curve this shit because I need to go outside consistently. But the fact that you keep using the First Amendment, this is my right to do. Like, bro, like, come on.
Right.
Like, of all the rights you have to fight for, you're going to fight for this dumb right?
Right.
Of all the rights we have to fight for.
So I do have a question, though.
What's up?
When it comes to the COVID and smoking, what practices are we going to be doing afterwards? Like, are we passing the blunt to niggas like now?
I think right now the thing you're going to start seeing people, and I hope this is a gym. Start figuring out ways. You know how like we have blunt holders. Like my girl Peachy has one. It's like a little fancy one that she has. You're gonna start having one of those joints where we're gonna start seeing more of those. Or if you are in a situation where, because I don't think we're gonna see a lot more ciphers. To be completely honest with you, I don't think that not for a while you're gonna see people. Even after this, you might not see people just sit in a circle and just pass a blunt like that. But you will have a situation where maybe people have their own holders. You know what I'm saying?
Just go cipher?
Yeah.
Is that like the official word for it? Or is that just what you call it?
I'm gonna say it's an official word. Yeah, we calling it that.
That's lit.
Yeah, that's the official word. That's the official word of CashColorCannabis.
Get in the circle of cipher.
Let's get in the cipher, man. That's the official word of CashColorCannabis.
That's what's up.
But I think that's the evolution of, I guess, consumption. Really, I mean that and more personal use. Like I feel like people are gonna do bongs and dab rigs, stuff that's already personal.
Right.
But when it comes to the blunt smoking, the essence of that. If we passing this, I feel like we're going to start seeing people start having their own branded out holders, like you see people with their own branded out masks.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
That's so good, man. Look at you, man. Okay. Pioneer in the game, telling people what it's going to be.
I'm just
now, we'll go ahead and patent that.
Yeah.
And get some stuff on there, man. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. I got a lot of merchandise coming out soon, some shirts. And I don't have a Cricut, but I do have a sublimation printer. So I'm going to be making shirts, man.
That's what's up, man. So because of you, I can't find a white medium shirt in the middle of the city for nothing.
I went to every single store in Atlanta and said, "Give me all the mediums. Cash can't have none of them."
Yeah. Apparently that's the I guess the most basic size for people, buddy. I went so many weeks where I had to buy them from my printer directly. I was so mad about that. Like, bro, why can't I find a damn white T-shirt? He goes, "Hey, man, I don't know, bro." Straight up.
But see now
hey man, I don't know, bro.
The takeover tactic. I also wanted to do hemp clothing.
I want to get into that as well, and it's one of them things I'm speaking to some people about dibbling and dabbling in, doing a line hopefully by the holidays of a limited collection of hemp shirts that we make, based out of hemp.
It's gonna get to a point where everything in my fucking house is gonna be weed. Yeah. But the hemp clothing, like for some reason, those shirts are a little bit more expensive. Yeah,
the jeans are nice. Like you can see some nice hemp jeans.
Yeah, and everything that you get from stuff like that is just like you understand why they tried to take over that market.
Yeah,
because you can get everything from hemp.
You can do literally everything from hemp. Yeah, so damn, bro, you just covered a lot of bases, man. This is a pretty good episode. You covered a lot of bases. Where are we gonna see you later, man? We gonna see you and you and Mom gonna be doing a show. I see y'all on IG Live.
Mom in the building.
I see y'all doing IG Lives back and forth all the time. I know that Megan Thee Stallion thing almost got you like almost banned from Instagram.
Listen, bro, people who know you personally who pull up here like, yo, curse me the fuck out. I was all type of bitches and hoes and had mommy issues, all type of shit. And I love every bit of it because I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care what your opinion of me is. So, I mean, we definitely gonna do some more of the lives. We actually trying to do a show. So, you know, we gonna need your support. We gonna need you to pull up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and do an interview or something like that, man. I'm thinking about doing radio. It's so much shit. But I got a movie that I'm doing. I'll be shooting that in September. And we're gonna be practicing, social distancing. So I'm doing a movie, I'm doing a documentary, and season 2 should be dropping around the first week in September.
That's what's up. Well, bro, I'm a fan. You know what I mean? And again, I like the fact that you came and definitely gave us our props. But it's cool to do that. Like, I'm a fan of yours. Like, I remember when Chief first started doing the Hot Box. Like, I remember watching that. Like, watching the episode she did with Snoop, and it was lit. You know what I mean? Shout out to Smoking and Joking. I think the dope thing about Atlanta is where we don't have legal recreational cannabis, you know, so you don't have no dispensaries. Even the medical laws here are shitty.
Right.
But one thing we have a lock on is media. One thing we have a lock on is media. You could throw a rock now and hit a show that's based on weed in Atlanta right this second. Now tell me somewhere else you could do that with all black faces. Tell me somewhere else you doing that right now.
I can't think of one other place.
All black faces. Nah. Every show, black men, black women, smoking weed, talking shit.
Because when you go to YouTube and look it up, it's number white faces.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to change. And that's why I'm like, yo, I want to be a cultivator. You got plenty of people who smoke weed, plenty of people who know about it, but it's like you're a different breed of nigga when you can say, nah, this is my strain that it took 2 years to make this strain. Yeah. That's me. And I want to win cannabis cups.
My boy, Roddo, man. Roddo, you came and blessed us with some gems. I appreciate you, man. We learned a lot, man. I'm definitely a supporter. For those who are following us and those who are still watching, make sure you let people know how they can follow you on social media and they can keep up with your progress.
On Twitter and on Instagram at Roddo. That's SIRRODDO. I just started a new page called Best Budz Ho. That's with the Z.
Best Budz Ho.
Yeah, Best Budz Ho. You see it on the shirt. You feel me? Best Budz Ho. Anyways, so yeah, you can catch me on there. I'll be posting all of the weed pics that I take daily and weekly, and that'll be where you can actually catch the updates of the progress of the plants.
Bro, I'm definitely a fan. I appreciate you coming through tonight.
Likewise.
And thank you everybody who tuned in and watched us. This is CashColorCannabis, a high level of conversation, sponsored by Atlantis Clothing, AtlantisClothing.com. That was good, man. That was good.
I appreciate it.